Hi guys, welcome to today's Battle of the Foundations, and today we're going drugstore. So I picked up one, believe it or not, I've never tried this before and it's been around forever. This is the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. Now you get 0.5 ounces, so it's about half of what you would normally get in liquid foundation. It comes in 12 shades. I picked up the second to the lightest color, which is Classic Ivory, and it runs about $7.79 depending on where you pick it up. It's supposed to have medium to full coverage and good for all skin types. So let's read a little bit about what they say this will do for me and my face. So, Dream Matte Mousse Foundation is a long-lasting and lightweight foundation which leaves your skin looking smooth, flawless, and a matte finish. Features a shine-free finish that doesn't feel heavy. This foundation features exclusive ultra-mattifying powders that glide evenly into the skin for a flawless, soft focus matte finish. Brings air-light perfection to matte, blends seamlessly for a flawless finish. And it's supposed to have 16 hours of wear. It's dermalogic tested, allergy tested, non-comedogenic, and suitable for all skin types, including sensitive skin. They recommend that you use your fingers or, of course, their just wonderful Dream Blender. How many of you seen that and knew what that was to apply this? I'm surprised they still sell it. And the other thing that they suggest, I just found this so weird. I've never seen this before. It is suggested for adult use only. So if you're a teenager, sorry, you cannot use this, or they don't recommend that you do. So it's supposed to be non-greasy, moisturizing, long-lasting. Let's see if that's true. Okay, so I did kind of temporarily just swatch it a little bit. It looked so dark, and it is. This is the second to the lightest shade, so I'm a little worried. So instead of using a brush with this kind of foundation, I'm going to do one half of my face with a sponge and the other half with my fingers, just like they're recommending, because they are recommending that you can use their sponge as well. So I'm going to make a quick bout just to be ready for it. Okay, I'm set. I don't know why I did this. This is my last Juno sponge since Carla keeps getting a hold of them. So I decided I'm going to try a dupe one that you can pick up off Amazon. I thought because they were showing two in the picture, you got two of them for the price. This was like $8, and it's huge, and it's a lot harder. So size comparison, yes, it's a lot bigger. I just used it to put on my concealer, so it's a little dirty already. But it's a lot firmer, and it feels different. It's hard to tell. I don't know if I can maybe zoom up real close. So I'm going to give it a try because the texturing of it is completely different. So let's focus. So you can see that the Juno sponge has a lot more of the pores like showing in it, whereas this one has a much smoother look and feel to it like a beauty blender is. So I'm going to try this just a little bit just to see how it performs. Who knows, but I have gone ahead and ordered my regular 4-pack, which is only $5 per each one of those. So, oh, and by the way, that is by a company called Samyra, S-A-M-Y-R-A Cosmetics, just in case you're curious. So, all right, give me a second and we will get going. Okay, I got everything laid out. We are ready to go. As always, I have gone in and I have serumed and moisturized and under eye color corrected, so we are good to go. Let's start with the sponge side, and I'm going to start out with the Juno sponge and just kind of dip it in. So again, they're saying we get full to medium coverage. Oh, not too bad. I can't believe that this is the second to the lightest shade. I expected it to feel very heavy on the skin, and it actually doesn't. Blending out very nice. Okay, I'm going to try the other sponge on the forehead, and we'll see how that goes. Other than the fact it's hard, it's doing a pretty good job. Hey guys, I want to apologize for not having a video out on Tuesday. If you guys watched my video last Saturday all the way to the very end, I did kind of an in memoriam for a very dear friend of ours that had passed away, and it was just not an easy weekend to get through. So just decided I was going to take a much needed break from filming, and I'll get back into it. Okay, so that is one layer with a sponge. I need a little bit more right here. And I'm actually going to just tell you real quickly about him in this video, if you don't mind. Okay, this feels so weird. It's very soft. It has a powdery feel to it. I actually like how it's looking with my fingers. That helps push it into the pores a lot better. Isn't that funny? We waste all this money on all these tools and products that we think we have to have, and our fingers can do just as good a job. This feels so silky, which I wouldn't have felt had I not used my fingers. Okay, let's take a close-up look and see which gave the better coverage. So, start out with the sponge. I'm definitely seeing my pores. It looks like it's very uneven coverage. Whereas this side, I feel like I got better coverage, and my pores look pretty dang good, to be honest with you. Really good. Really, wow, that looks good, you guys. Really good. I'm going to do a little bit more on this side, just in this section, and just use my fingers to build it up. Did you guys use this before? If you have, leave me a comment down below. Let me know your favorite way of applying it. Okay, I'm going to go with both hands. Double up here. The nice thing is about using your fingers, I'm noticing it's not taking away any of the product or the coverage. And it's layering up very nice. Very nice. That sounded good, huh? I'm not going to take this under my eyes at all. I think I will take it down my neck just a little bit because it's just a little bit too dark. So I really want to be able to blend this out nice. Which is great because I'm wearing white, right? Oh, Chewy's howling. This is me. I should play a recording I have of him. He sounds like a baby who has hit the worst temper tantrum, crying, screaming ever. I've had so many people over and they hear it and they think it's the baby. No. Okay. I'm gonna dig in this. It looks so good. It's really been pushed into my pores, leaving my skin looking very smooth. Now, I did use pore filling primers. I always do. So I went in with the Winky Lux whipped cream primer and then just a little bit of my Tarte Clean Slate. Pressed that all in really well with just a dry sponge. That's been my favorite way to just really press that into my pores. And then I used some of the JCat H2O Dewy Finish Base Primer. I love this one. It is so moisturizing on your skin, and it just has such a silky feel to it and glides on. Now, they also make a mattifying face primer, which is pore minimizing and oil-free. So this one just says it's hydrating and oil-free. So you do have a choice between the two of them, depending on your skin type. And then because I love the glow that I've been getting from the Essence Prime Studio Glow Boosting Pore Minimizing Primer, I went in with just a little bit of this, kind of took that on the cheeks and right down the center of my face. Okay, I am digging this. Let's see how it does with concealer on top of that. So I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty, the Overachiever. I always do. When I do this, I'm going to explain to you about our friend who passed away. And I need visual aids to explain how I know him and how I discovered I'm related to him. So it's going to overlay everything so you'll still see me working on stuff in the background, and I will go as quick as possible because this gets a little complicated, so without this chart it would have been a huge mess. So first thing, you have Jeff is his name, and then you have me. Jeff has 2 kids. He has Kelly, his son, and Leah, his daughter. I have my daughter, Miranda, and my husband, Tony, who has 3 sons, has his son, Tyler. So, Leah, Jeff's daughter, and my daughter, Miranda, were best friends. And then Kelly and Tyler were best friends. Now, Kelly and Tyler are both the same age, and I think they're 2 years older than the girls, and the girls are the same age. So, of course, you know, we were seeing them all the time because everybody was best friends. Jeff also went to high school with my husband, and they were very good friends in high school. So we've remained friends all this time. Now, this is where it gets a little more complicated. Kelly, Jeff's son, and Miranda, my daughter, have been dating for about 8 years now, and they have 2 girls together, Halen and Perry. So those are my granddaughters, which means that Jeff and I are both grandparents to these girls. Are they following now? Now, Jeff's parents, which are Bobby and Carol, and my husband Tony's parents, which are Wayne and Judy, are also best friends and have been forever. And actually, we lived across the street and 2 houses down from Bobby and Carol not that long ago. So we've known them for a very long time. Now, one Thanksgiving, many, many years ago, we got an email from Bobby and Carol wishing us a happy Thanksgiving. And when I looked at that email and everybody that it was sent to, there was one name that stood out from me. So I picked up the phone and I called, and Carol answered. And I said, Carol, how do you know? And I went, well, I'm Elaine Blank. I said, how do you know her? And she said, she's my aunt. I said, no, that's my aunt. Turns out Carol's uncle, Bud, was my Aunt Elaine's husband. So now we're related through marriage, which makes Jeff my 7th cousin once removed. And in order for me to figure out that he was my 7th cousin once removed, I turned to my Ancestry website, because I do that. I've got like 8,000 people in my tree. So I had to go way back to figure out how Jeff and I were related, which means I had to follow Carol's family tree way back and see how that went. So it turns out, besides the fact that my aunt and Carol's uncle were married, Carol also had a great-great-great-grandfather who was the brother to my great-great-great-grandfather. And they were 2 of 13 children, 3 of which came from Indiana out to Oregon. The only 3. Now keep in mind, I was not raised in this town. I moved here when I met my husband 15 years ago. And somehow, we all ended up not only knowing each other, but being very, very close friends. Okay, you want to take it one step further? Let's do that. Okay. So, there's my powder. By the way, this is drying down very nice. I don't think I even need to powder this. I just wanted to set that concealer. I'm going to do just a little bit, and I'm going to use some of the J-Cat Aqua Assurance Compact Foundation Powder, because this is a little bit light, and I think this might help make it a little bit lighter for me. This is in the color Ivory. So this is a powder. I'm going to just tap that in some areas. So now Carol and I are related, and Jeff and I are related. And my husband and his family is related now because I married into the family. Okay? So time goes by, and my husband Tony's nephew, Corey, ends up marrying a gal named Evie. Evie and Corey got married at the same church that my grandparents went to. So I jokingly said, because all of her family went to that church as well, hey, we're probably related, huh? And she said, hey, isn't that funny? Yeah, we could be. So I once again turned to Ancestry and my family tree. Guess what? Evie's great-great-grandfather is that 3rd brother from my great-great-grandfather and Carol's great-great-great-grandfather who came to Oregon. So now Evie has married into the family. There's no blood on that side because it's coming from my side of the family. And now you're probably saying, but wait, your daughter and Kelly had 2 girls together, and you guys are related. Isn't that a little weird? It could be, but the only thing that saved us is my grandmother, Elaine's mother, was adopted. And that's the whole side of the family that all of this comes through, so there's no blood going between any of this. So that's my very strange and weird fact about how I have known Jeff. You know, we were there when our granddaughters were born. He's a huge Steeler fan like we are. And he's just always been a part of my life for the last 15 years. Funnier than hell. And just very much love the Lord. Very much love the Lord. I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of bronzer while we're still talking here. So he was also the youth pastor for our kids at church when they were growing up. He played the drums in church when he could, because he had a lot of health problems. First and foremost, he was very, very obese, and I mean very. He was probably well over 400 pounds. He was type 2 diabetic. He had congestive heart failure. Was in and out of the hospital quite a bit, and we had been preparing for his passing for quite a while, but he always bounced back. And then he got cancer. So he'd been undergoing cancer treatment for probably close to a year now, and could kind of do it on and off doing the chemotherapy. He really had some problems being able to do all the treatments. It was just so hard on his body. And one day last week, about a little over a week ago when you guys are seeing this, he stopped breathing. and the paramedics were able to resuscitate him and bring him back. But at that point, his heart just could not work on its own at full capacity. Excuse me. So they had to keep him intubated because every time they took him off of it, he couldn't breathe on his own. And the doctors were trying to figure out everything they could do, but his heart was down to working about a third of what it should have been working, which is not good. So last week I'm getting my days confused, sorry about this. On Thursday, the doctor sat down with Jeff and the family, who he couldn't talk, but he was able to write everything down. And they told him that at that point, his only options were to either stay intubated the remainder of his life, not be able to finish up his chemotherapy, and he was maybe looking at 6 months tops to live, or go off the intubator and let nature take its course. So family all prayed about it, thought about it, and decided, Jeff made the decision actually, that he just wanted to be removed from life support and go to the Lord, go to God. And he was excited about that. He wanted to go play the drums for him, actually. So that Friday, now we hadn't been up there because he had just been so exhausted. Everybody was being told, don't go visit, don't go visit. He just sleeps. That's all he wants to do is sleep. So let's leave him alone. Well, we knew Friday they were going to be taking him off the the intubator thing. So I was struggling to find somebody who could cover me at work so I could get out of there early. And the hospital was way north of us. And our home is way south, or way where I work, and our house is south of where I work. So with, afternoon traffic and everything around Portland, it would have taken me about probably close to a half hour to get home, and then close to an hour to get back up to the hospital again. So my husband said, hey, I'll just come pick you up, and we'll go up from there. Okay. I could only find somebody who would cover me, even though one of the gals was physically there all day. It was true again. 1 hour early to leave work. So we're rushing to get out of there. We get a phone call right as we're getting in my husband's car saying that they've taken him off and the doctors have given him less than an hour to live. So we're rushing to get up there. There was an accident or something going on. We had 4 police cars that boom, boom, one at a time, took their dear sweet time going through intersections and putting all the red lights on. So we were a little late getting up there, and we literally walked in the door. He was on morphine, so he went very peacefully. He was completely out, but he took 2 more breaths, and then he was gone. So this Saturday, they're going to be having his memorial service at our church, and it's going to be packed, very packed. There's so many people that knew and loved him that even on Facebook, when his daughter posted that about his memorial, she got almost 300, not, I won't say likes, but, the sad face and the loves and all that stuff. So that just shows how many people he knew and had touched so many lives over the years. We've been invited to sit in the family section, which I just found out, which I think is just wonderful. And it's going to be a day that we are going to try and keep lighthearted. Again, Jeff was a huge Steeler fan. We are too. So my husband and I are going to wear all our Steeler gear to the ceremony. We've been asked to do that if you have it. It's very casual. The other weird thing about that day is way back before I even lived here, when I'd say these guys are probably in their early 20s, because there was a group of them that all hung around. Canby used to have, their city we live in, used to have a burrito wagon that came into town. And the guys just joked about it all the time, having the burrito wagon that went around, like the ice cream people do. So on June 8th of whatever year that was, the burrito wagon was gone. It just never came back. So they nicknamed that day Ocho de Juno, which is June 8th. And that's the day the burrito wagon left our town. So everybody who knows about Ocho de Juno eats burritos that day. And we wish everybody happy Ocho de Juno on Facebook, and it's just a big thing. So they made it a thing when it shouldn't have been a thing, but they did. That's the kind of guy he was. So his memorial service is going to be on June 8th, Ocho de Juno, and we're all going to go out and have burritos afterwards. So that's my story about Jeff. Now let's talk about this foundation. Holy cow, you guys, this looks so pretty. Ooh, so pretty. My texture is looking very, very, very good. I don't think my textures ever look this good. My skin's so soft. I'm excited, you guys. I'm really excited about this. There's no creasing anywhere happening. I have these little baby hairs that are flying around. Oh, this looks so good. Okay, I'm going to finish up my makeup and I'm going to come back. I love how this feels on my skin, by the way. I don't feel like I have any makeup on whatsoever. It doesn't feel dry. It doesn't feel heavy. It just is lightweight and feels really good. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back and I have all my makeup completed, and it's been a while actually because I stopped and ate. And it took about 45 minutes for my food to cook, so I've had this on for several hours now, but I'm blown away. Blown away. I cannot believe how good this looks on my skin. It is just like it's not there. It doesn't feel like it's there. It doesn't look like I have on foundation. It looks like I have on a ton of other makeup, yeah, but not foundation. It's not creasing on me. It's not settling. It hasn't ripped off anywhere. I'm going to zoom you guys in close so you can get a really good look at this, and I'll turn my ring light down a little bit as well. Alright, hopefully I have that turned down enough where you guys are going to be able to see how this looks. If you see pores and stuff here, that's coming from the highlight. It's not from the makeup. And again, if you look on my forehead, yes, I have wrinkles, but it's not settling into anything. It's teeny tiny creasing right there. Teeniest little bit. It looks so good. It really does. Yeah. You can tell I have a little bit of glitter on my face from putting that on my eyes, but I'm in love with this. And love this. And I think what I'm going to do is pick, I don't know, do you think this looks like the right shade for me after all? Maybe it is. Yeah, because I had to put that powder on, which lightened it up some. So I think I will go get the lightest shade. Maybe I need to mix the two together to get the correct shade for me, but yeah, I'm loving this. Have you guys tried this before? If you have, please leave me a comment down below. Also, I'm still trying to figure out what light looks the best. I'm not going to get any sunlight at all today to do some outdoor shots, so this is as good as it's going to get. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here and you haven't done that yet. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also that bell notification so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. That's every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Thursday is always a brand new battle of the foundation. And so I'm trying to keep it equal between both drugstore and high-end makeup. I'm getting a package hopefully tomorrow. Might not be tomorrow, but next week I'm really excited for the foundation that I have for that, so I can't wait to try it out. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and as always, I love you all, and bye-bye.